Part 1, Stealth Lie Detection. Tactics for detecting deceit and gathering information. Tactic 1, what is he really thinking? Most of us are familiar with the Rorschach test that consists of 10 symmetrical ink blots, each on an individual card. These abstract shapes, which have no meaning, are shown to the person one at a time. And the power behind the test is that a person's interpretation of the shapes will reveal his or her subconscious thoughts. Here we use the same psychological principle, but employ it in an entirely new way. You ask the subject certain questions or make statements that don't accuse the person of anything, but alludes to the possible behavior. If he doesn't realize you're implying anything, then he's probably not guilty. But if he gets defensive, then he knows that what you're getting at, and he also knows that you may be onto him. There are 3 ways to employ this tactic. Strategy A, similar scenario. Introduce a scenario similar to what you suspect is going on. For example, your suspicion is you suspect that one of your salespeople has lied to a customer in order to make a sale. The question, Jim, I'm wondering if you could help me with something. It's come to my attention that someone in the sales department has been misrepresenting our products to customers. How do you think we can best clean this up? If he's innocent of the charges, he'll likely offer his advice and be pleased that you sought out his opinion. If he's guilty, he'll seem very uncomfortable and will assure you that he would never do anything like that. Let's take another example, where a hospital administrator thinks that one of his doctors may be drinking on duty. Dr. Marcus, I'd like to get your advice on something. A colleague of mine at another hospital has a problem with one of her doctors. She feels that he may be drinking on call. Do you have any suggestions on how she can best approach this doctor about this problem? Again, if he's guilty, he'll seem very uncomfortable, and if he's not drinking on duty, then he'll be pleased that his advice was sought out and offer it freely. Strategy B, the paranoid's conundrum. You can also bring up the topic in a general way. Your suspicion is you think a student has cheated on her exam. Question, isn't it amazing that someone can cheat on a test and not realize that I was standing behind her the entire time? Suspicion, you suspect a coworker of bad-mouthing you to your boss. Question, isn't it amazing of all the backstabbing that goes on around here? And these people don't think it'll get back to the person that was involved? Strategy C, don't accuse, allude. The key here is to phrase a question that sounds perfectly innocent to an innocent person, but like an accusation to the guilty. For example, if you asked your neighbor whether space aliens had landed on her front lawn, you wouldn't expect her to respond seriously at all. She may answer jokingly or just laugh it off entirely. And you certainly wouldn't expect, why do you ask? Did someone say something to you? This response is quite curious for a question that should be taken as absurd. So, your suspicion is you think that your employee uses the company car for road trips. Question, you lease your car, right? Do you try to stay within the miles or you don't mind going over? Suspicion, you think your secretary may have shared private information about you with a coworker. Question, heard any good gossip recently? Again, any answer such as, did someone say something to you? Or, why are you asking me about this? Indicate concern on the person's part. Now, this doesn't mean that he definitively is guilty, but it is a red flag. So you'd want to go ahead and employ the tactics in part 2 to confirm your suspicion.